And so you are who you think you are. And at the same time, you, capital Y, are not who you, small y, think you, capital Y, are. You are oneself, witnessing and living reality from two vantage points. From the vantage point of your universal self, your inner being, your higher self, your God self, your consciousness, and simultaneously living your identity self, the self that with whom you identify things to and with. Negative emotion and suffering comes from not being aligned to your higher self, so that your two vantage points are not looking in the same direction. So you are the dreamer and you are the dreamee. And so your emotions are your vibrational guidance system. Everything is vibration focused into a specific frequency. And so your inner being constantly vibrates at the highest frequencies of love and bliss and peace and knowing, while your identity self can focus on different objects. And your emotions are the relation of how you feel between your identity self and your higher self is vision towards that object. And so every time you have a negative emotion, you, identity self, are not seeing, quote unquote, clearly or feeling clearly what your higher self really feels about that situation from a higher vantage point. And so your purpose or meaning, well, your purpose or your goal in life is to align to your higher self's vision or frequency so that you may create a life experience that you enjoy. Other people and objects in your outside reality are simply reflections of the projection of your higher being, excuse me, through your individual self. And so your higher being, in essence, should be the one controlling the show. And your identity self to be in alignment as best as possible with the growth of your spirit and higher self. And so every time that you compromise or sacrifice your identity self for an object that you're seeing in the illusion of your reality, you feel a negative vibration, a negative emotion. There's a discord in the tuning of the frequency. And so that's why we say follow your highest excitement to the best of your ability, because being calm, being aligned, being at peace, understanding this functioning or this operating way, this operating system, is what will make your soul evolve and expand. When you're calm and you're understanding, there's place for growth. Same thing for babies, or when you relax. The deeper you relax, the more you feel comfortable and the more you grow. So for babies, when they're kids, it's to grow physically. They need rest and relaxation and calmness to not stunt their growth. And when we become an adult, to grow spiritually and live healthily, we need to be able to understand the fundamentals of universal laws so that we can comprehend that we're creating our life experience, so that once we understand it, we can take on the responsibility of creating a joyful and healthy and prosperous life experience. So everything that you see outside of you is a reflection of how you feel about what you think. And so you are identity self, who you think identity self is, and that's reflected back to you. But when there's negative emotion, you, higher self, are not who your little self thinks you are. The higher self is filtered through your frame of mind. So your frame of mind are your belief systems and your thoughts. So everything is filtered through that vantage point. And so that's why we say that when you have a negative emotion, you should rethink your beliefs, or you should understand what the belief is behind that. And so once you can change that belief and realign with your higher self, you'll change the negative emotion, or you'll dissipate that negative emotion. You will have changed it. And so energy, pure conscious energy, is filtered through the frame of mind and alchemized in the body into various emotions. That's why your emotions are your vibrational guidance system. And so every time you look at something and you either judge or you complain or you doubt, remember that you're seeing through from your identity self, from yourself that identifies with all of the objects that are around you. But know that you are not this body. You are not your thoughts. You are that which is witnessing beyond the thoughts. So you are who you think you are. By changing your beliefs, you will change how you view your reality. And so you always have the free will to choose how you want to see what's reflecting back to you, or how you want to feel about what's reflected back to you. You can choose to view it from your identity point of view. And if it's not in alignment with your higher self, get the feedback of negative emotion and continue feeling that negative emotion. Or you have the choice and the free will to see any situation that's creeping up in front of you from a positive vantage point or in alignment with who you truly are, and therefore feel understanding and positive emotion as a result. And once you do this enough and you practice this enough, your reality will begin to change. The things you see, you will interpret the things that you see from a different vantage point. And that's how you create your life experience. And everybody is the same. And so everybody is this one big consciousness that's focused from different vantage points. And so the person that you're seeing in front of you, hearing, smelling, tasting, or touching, is a reflection of how you see them, either aligned or not. And the same thing goes for them. So that's why we say that we're all one, behind or beyond the structures, the identity structures, or the structures of the thoughts and the minds and the beliefs. we are all this same one consciousness, focused, vibrating at different frequencies. So it's not this or that. It's this and that, simultaneously playing the game of life. Stress is the accumulation of the negative energy caused by identity not being in alignment with who you truly are. And so when you identify with your outside reality, thinking that all of these things are happening to you, you feel stressed because you can't see the bigger picture, or because you're not aligned to who you truly are and you're not seeing from that vantage point. And so the stress creates a frequency, creates a vibration, and then that gets stuck, that energy gets stuck in the play, and then everybody can feel that also. And so that's the buildup of stress. And so we're feeling stressed as an individual towards our life experience, going to work, making the money, taking care of the kids, cleaning, making sure we have time for recreation. But in essence, we're far beyond that. And it just takes a little bit of practice in order to get the hang of it and start having or feeling more joy, more freedom, and less attachment to everything that's going on around us. So give yourself permission to meditate or to contemplate or to think about your two vantage points and how you can get them better aligned in order for that to be reflected in your life experience.